Hello and welcome to Tune In with Luc and Amy, the podcast where we discuss your favourite topics, but with our favourite creative people.
And asking them the questions you didn't even know you needed answering. So today this is episode 4 and we are with Billy Watman. So, Billy, how are you?
Hello, I'm good, thank you.
Hey.
How are you guys?
Yeah, good, thanks. Introduce yourself. Let everyone know a bit about you.
Right, so my name's Billy. I am a classically trained guitarist, but I kind of dabble in a bit of everything, doing some arrangements and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I play guitar.
Incredible. How old are you, my friend?
I am 19.
Big up
I'm
19
turning 20
gang.
in 2 months.
Oh, get left.
Wow. 19 club, okay. Young boy
Yes, it was.
indeed.
Yeah.
I mean,
A month and a half, actually. I'm getting old.
Oh my. Dude, still repping the trilby?
Obviously, it's got to be done.
It's your trademark,
It's-
man.
Exactly. It's the logo. It's the logo.
It's that and a
I don't
shirt
know.
as well. It's always like the shirt, the hat, the glasses.
Yeah.
That's the look.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be done. It's got to be done.
Excellent.
I think like obviously it's not like a super important thing, but I think it helps keep things memorable. Like if
Yeah.
someone's just seen me playing guitar, they'll be like, "Oh, it's the guy that plays in a hat."
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. They see you around, then it starts to kind of like click into their head. It's like you have to see something like 3 times before you kind of actually go and pay attention to it.
Yes.
It's something like
Really?
if something subconsciously you see it 3 times, then it'll kind of like if it comes up on your Instagram feed or something, then you'll click onto it like on the 3rd time because it's just subconsciously like in your head.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
I read that somewhere.
I mean, with your hat, do you feel like when you're performing or recording or anything, do you feel like you kind of lose your powers if you don't have it?
Lose my powers. It would probably really throw my. Well, I don't know. If I'm just practicing, it's fine. If I'm just like playing on my own, it's fine. But like, I think if I'm performing, it would really throw me off because I feel like I wouldn't be able to like stop thinking about. Oh, no, I'm not wearing my hat.
Yeah.
Then I wouldn't be concentrating, and then I'd just screw it up.
We
Because
said-
everyone in the
Maybe.
audience is
Yeah.
thinking he's not wearing a hat.
But like we said about this before, it's like if you don't wear like a ring or something that you wear all the time, you just feel a bit weird.
Oh,
And
yeah,
it's
it's
like-
weird. Like, because
Yeah.
I have like these 2 rings as well, and I always do this really weird. It's like just weird, just kind of like just twiddling
Yeah.
with them, like just kind of like against itself. If I don't have them on, it feels really strange.
Yeah,
It's
and
weird.
it's kind of like it's constantly on your mind. It's like in the back of your head, and I feel like you're always like going back to thinking about it. So, where did the hat originate from? When was your first outing with the hat? Let's say.
God, hard to think back.
Must have been a few years ago.
I'm pretty sure it's I wish I had like a better story for it. It'd be like, oh, you know, there's some really famous person who gave it to me, but no. I'm pretty sure I was in Primark with my mum. I just picked up a trophy. I was like, I quite like this, and then yeah, I think I just started wearing it all the time. Because like when I was younger, I used to like I only really wear it whenever I'm performing or making a video now. But like
Yeah.
literally when I was younger, I would wear it everywhere. I would practically go to sleep in it. So-
Live in the
Wow.
hat, breathe the hat, feel the hat, live the hat, be the hat.
Beaver hat.
I am one with the hat.
Incredible. So, a bit of backstory. I mean, you are obviously a couple years younger than me, and you're in the same year as my brother. So
Yeah.
you and my brother have always been really close friends since secondary school, I think.
Since primary school, we went to primary school together.
Really?
Oh, well, to be fair, I think we only started like becoming friends in like properly in secondary school. Like,
Okay.
yeah, no, because he came for like, my memory's playing on me now. I think it was like year 5 or year 6. He came for like the last couple of years of Longwick.
Oh, you were at
remember that
Longwick
right.
as well. I went to Longwick primary school. That's hilarious.
Oh, back in the day. Big up Longwick.
I'm a Hadnam girl. Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry guys.
So, yeah, I always remember like you'd come to my house often with my brother and pick up a guitar or something lying around, and I'd be like, "Yo, this guy is pretty sick." Like, and you're like 3 years old. I don't understand.
Luke's getting nervous. He's like,
I was like,
my
"Oh, my
God."
fingers
Comes into
twitching."
my house and like plays my instruments better than me.
Exactly. I was like, "Whoa, killing it."
Oh, I remember coming to yours. Is that, are you still in the same room? Is that always been your music room?
Yes.
Like near the front. Oh, I remember it.
Yeah.
It looks you've like really vamped it up now. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, it took a change over the past couple months.
Yeah, it's had like some lockdown kind of adds, some DIY, kind of tidying up, a bit of a feminine touch as well on some places to make it look like nice and symmetrical. Not just like instruments randomly everywhere.
Yeah, and I can imagine that your setup now has improved a lot. I mean, it looks like you've got a lot of stuff going on back there. Like,
Yeah.
what have you kind of got going on in your rig?
I mean, what for just everything, or streaming, or recording, or
I don't know.
Like,
all of it.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Well, to be fair, I suppose
tidy.
the recording. Yeah, I suppose the recording gear is basically the streaming gear, like audio wise, anyway. But it's pretty simple, really. I haven't really got any like outside, like all like my plugins are everything. I just use everything in Logic, and I bought a couple plugins for that. But I basically I come into a Focusrite over here. I think this is the 18i8. And that was great. I got that recently because I had the solo one for ages because I didn't really need anything else apart from just a DI and a mic. And then I went to this one. It was with my old Mac, so it was like I think it was by like Lightning or Thunderbolt, whatever it was called. It was like some weird like connection. So when I got my new Mac, I was like, oh, I can't use it anymore.
Yeah.
I had to buy this one. But then just into some KRKs and then just run it all on a MacBook Pro. But yeah, streaming wise is what I've like really concentrated like in the past year, and like really tried to up that. So
I guess has like lockdown helped kind of with your streaming and everything? I feel like as we can't go anywhere, you might as well take advantage of the virtual aspect. Yeah,
I mean, I've had like a couple months off streaming, but I'm trying to get back into it now. So I had my first stream yesterday for the first time in ages, and it went really great. Considering it was like completely just unadvertised, just randomly just started streaming. So I'm gonna try and get back into it just more regularly this time. But yeah, so I've got like dual cameras. So I've got something. I mean, it looks really messy at the moment because I've got all my cables coming across it. I can show you on the Zoom. It's basically just that view where it looked a little bit nicer than that. But it was I flip it in OBS and then without all the cables, obviously.
Sick. Yeah, that's looking really cool. I mean, have you got like a selection of like looping pedals and?
Yeah, so basically what my right, let me tidy up the cables now. I'll run you through my setup.
Incredible. I mean, this is like my thing right here, just nerding out on just like guitar equipment all day long.
Watches, I kid you not, we go to bed and he watches for hours, just like drum videos, guitar videos. Tour of my studio setup on YouTube.
The videos of like the home built set studios, but like the fully pro ones. But I'm like, how do you?
Insane.
Like these people like building rooms inside of rooms just to make them more soundproof. I watch those.
Like hours on end. It's ridiculous.
Gonna have to do that one day. That'll be a project for the future.
Yeah, Luke's
room
like,
inside a room inside a room inside a
I
room.
want this in
You'll never hear a single sound while I'm just thrashing out on the drum kit.
Oh, that's the thing with my little studio. Well, I say it doesn't really matter for me because I'm never really playing that loud, unless I'm just like listening to stuff or like mixing through the speakers. But I mean, because I'm just in this little log cabin basically that my dad originally built it to be his to be his little office. But I kind of took over it.
Yeah,
he's still got a table over there.
He's got a section like one little tiny desk with a tiny chair. That's
a meter square.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'll run you through the setup then. You'll have to flip it on your end if you're recording. I'll give you.
Oh yeah.
There we go. So basically, I'm running into first over here with my graphic EQ. So they're all boss pedals apart from just the wah. And then so I got the graphic EQ, minor adjustment EQ.
You may have to actually describe every pedal a lot because there might just be some people just listening to this.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So this is going to be the descriptive one.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first pedal I run into is a EQ pedal, which is just basically just to mix all the frequencies together. Then I go into my wah pedal, which is classic. I'll whip out some of the wah. Hang on.
Oh, we're going to get a demo as well. This is quite the treat.
that's cool.
Hey.
I
love it on the nylon. It's great.
Mm.
And then I go. Yeah, so out of here, I come into my Boss OC3, which is an octave pedal, but that has like a really cool function on it. So it's got a polyphonic setting. So basically, it can have like, you know, it will pick up just like up to a certain point, so you can set like where it kind of stops.
Oh, so only the low
like
strings are dropped, or
and
then the high strings are the same.
Yeah. So it's literally like having like the most like like the most trusted bass player in the world, but also the most boring bass player at the same time. No, but that's great, especially like for like all the solo stuff I do, because it really helps just kind of fill that kind of bottom end of the sound, which, you know, makes a huge difference. I'll be like always use it when I'm recording recently. Like I don't know why I wasn't using it before, but it makes a huge difference.
100%.
Sorry, I forgot. So before all of that, sorry. So it goes the EQ, then I go into my preamp here. So I forgot about that. So that's an AD10. That's basically just like a multi-functions pedal. So you got like, you know, compression, EQ, delay, reverb, and then also like a notch filter for just like if you get feedback when you're playing live.
Incredible.
And it's got like an automatic mode, which is awesome. Like if I literally get any feedback, I'd like press these two buttons, and it literally like just finds it and kills the feedback, which is
really
incredible.
Oh my god, that sounds like a
it's
lifesaver.
amazing.
When you go to a gig and like they're like testing, whee! And you're like, no,
It's
stop.
horrid. It's so horrid.
That's one thing I don't miss about gigs.
It's just
Yeah,
any
that's
feedback.
literally what I've tried to do with this whole board. Is literally I'll just like give the sound man like 1D. I'll just be like, here, just make sure it's all just a flat EQ, and I'll just give you the volume. I've got control over everything else.
I think
So
that's
it's like,
good.
because I think I've just had so much like experience with just bad sound, man. And I'm not saying they're necessarily bad, but I think it is, you know, it's hard to like EQ for just like, you know, solo nylon guitar for the kind of stuff I do. It's a
Yeah.
very specific, you know, like, if you
Exactly.
go and learn like music tech and like you're doing recording, then, you know, people will say, oh, you know, cut all the low end out of the guitar and kind of, because like the bass will be there. But it's quite the opposite with like all the solo stuff.
Exactly.
And you
Yeah.
kind of like know your personal preference on how you want it to sound as well. So
Exactly. If you
Kind
give
of
it to
like-
them the way you want it, then they shouldn't have to do much.
yeah,
But I think this is a really good idea, because I've experienced exactly the same thing as you, where you go to a pub or something, and the pub owner has like bought, you know, the PA system extreme from eBay or
Oh,
something, and
God,
they've
yeah.
spent like £1 on it, and then they've brought it in, and they're like, they clearly just don't understand, like things aren't plugged
Yeah.
in right, or
It's like,
so if you
volume.
just like, okay, here you go, that's all you need, turn this up, turn up my microphone,
Yeah.
and you're
Horrid.
good. Thank you.
Oh man, I feel so
it's
so
making
blessed.
me like cringe at the thought of it. Just like, ugh.
Oh,
No.
God, it's,
Me and Billy know.
yeah, it's just I remember like sometimes I go to a gig and I just, you know, I have the sound man there, and there'll be like some really bad feedback. I'd be like, oh, can you just, you know, whack a notch filter or something on it, just try and cut it out. And I remember this one time at a gig. It was a pretty small gig, so yeah. And that's the thing. Like I think it's good to have control over your own sound, because at the end of the day, like, you know, it's a lot safer, and, you know, for kind of doing that kind of stuff. But I feel so blessed when you turn up to a gig and it's like an incredible sound man.
Yeah, that.
Like,
Yeah.
I remember there was a guy called Jonathan. Shout out Jonathan. I can't remember his surname, but he used to always be the sound man at this gig I used to play in Cheshire called the Drawing Room. Amazing. He would literally, I'd turn up and I'd like plug in, he'd do some stuff. I'd be like, oh my God, now how did you do that? It's amazing.
Love that.
But yeah, well, I'll just go back to the pedals. I'll just explain. There's literally just two more. So literally after that, I just have a reverb pedal, and then into my looper here. So I have a RV500 for the reverb and RC500 for the looper, which is I think this is Boss's latest one, at least in the group of their latest ones. It's really cool.
They bring
And the
out a
one thing
looper
that-
like every 3 months, I swear. They love it.
Yeah. No, but the boss loopers are great. I used to use the RC30 for like years before this one, and that was amazing. That's still probably one of my favorites. I'm still kind of getting used to this one a little bit. It's like it's got quite a few different effects, but it's got some really cool things that I want to mess around with, because it's got like a lot more like flexibility on kind of stuff you can do.
Mm.
But Yeah, well, that's a whole different chat. I'll leave that for a different one.
man.
Whole different chapter on pedals and everything.
Amy's really getting a schooling on the guitar pedal life.
No, I don't know if you know our friend Henry, but Henry loves guitar pedals too
Henry.
much.
Henry Sharalambous.
Forgive me, Henry, if you're watching. Sharalambous, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Henry, shout out to you, but you love them too much, and he just talks to me constantly about them, and it just goes in one ear and straight out the other. No offense to all you guitar pedal lovers, but I have no idea what you're talking about. No, I'm just like, I just sit there and nod.
Yeah, no, I remember like, because I never really like realized that he was like super into like all the kind of like recording stuff and like his pedals. I think I just saw him like post it on his story one time. I was like, oh, nice setup. Yeah, then I just like called him. I think we just called for like an hour, just like running through each other's setup, and just going through it all.
That sounds like a Henry conversation.
Yeah. He's definitely the guy to talk to about that stuff.
Yeah, anything kind of cool extras that you can get for your guitar or guitar pedals, he has it. Somewhere he has it. Or he'll get it straight away as soon as you mention it. He'll be like, I need that.
He had some really like funky pedals. I don't really have that many like weird pedals. He had some like really like cool, like strange pedals. I can't really remember any of them off the top of my head.
No.
Like just like really like odd sounding ones.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah.
I don't really. All of mine are basically just tonal.
Yeah.
So it's just to like just get tone, because I mean at the end of the day I'm basically just playing it.
It's like I feel like your kind of setup for your guitar is like very much to enhance the sound of the guitar.
Yeah,
Whilst
exactly.
Henry's is to kind of destroy it and turn it into like a synth most of the time.
Some kind of massive synth master machine.
He's like, yo, look, if I click this one, and this one, I get
It's
this.
like, yeah.
And I'm like, nice. Okay, how about a normal guitar sound?
He's like, can't quite clock that one.
I can't rip Henry. He knows what he's on about. Anyway, so you wanted to...
Yeah, I want to know where your passion for music started. Take me back to the very beginning. I want to know your roots.
Oh, wow.
Where did you start? Go on, delve deep. 19 years. Oh, almost 20.
Almost 20
Go
years
back.
of music knowledge.
Back in the day, you know. Oh man, well, my dad was always really into like a lot of like rock and metal music, so I kind of always grew up like listening to it and like really into that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I think my first ever instrument, I think I was 4, and it was because I think my dad got a ukulele for Christmas from my uncle. I'm pretty sure it was from my uncle. And I remember I have like really weird actual memories of being there, like just like seeing this ukulele, be like, I want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he so he gave it to me, and I went on YouTube and on these like YouTube tutorials, learning all the chords. And then I think, as far as I remember in kind of videos that I've seen, I think I picked it up like fairly quickly, and then finally got a guitar around 6. I think I was 6 when I got my first guitar, which I actually still own somewhere. I don't think it's in here at the moment.
Got to keep your first guitar.
Luke's got his first, his second, his 100th guitar, every single one. I'm like, okay,
Can never have too many, am I right?
I don't know where it is actually.
It's too many.
It's not that interesting. It's just, it was actually a nylon, which is like really weird that I've come back around the whole circle.
Yeah.
Because I went from nylon, then I got my first electric, which I actually have got here. Wait, I can get that one. Wait, hang on.
Amy's got an electric, don't you, Amy? That I was messing around on the other day.
Do I? Oh, my sister stole it.
Oh.
It
actually, hang on.
Looks just like
Billy's got
that.
it. Billy's got your guitar. He just quickly nipped down.
I've got it.
Oh my god, it is actually that guitar.
Okay.
That was my first
Yeah,
electric
this is
guitar.
my first ever electric guitar.
Look how small that guitar is. Wow, it's literally like the size of your forearm.
That's pretty perfect size for me, to be honest.
Yeah, only
If
little.
I could play.
This is technically my first. Oh, headphones are killing me here. Hang on.
Having a little bit of technical difficulties.
1 2 1 2. Hold on, please.
I feel like we should schedule some interval music or like an interval rap between us two.
You just need like By the Seaside or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is my first ever electric guitar. I remember I got this for Christmas, and because I remember I think I remember saying I didn't know it was a Fender. I had no idea it was like it was a Squire. But I remember I asked like on my like Santa list. I was like, oh, I want a whammy bar guitar.
Ah, whammy bar guitar.
But then I was persuaded that this one was better on the day, and so that's where it kind of all started. And then I kind of, God, I'm trying to think. So I started with like just kind of fingerstyle stuff, and just kind of just learning like basics and basic like Stairway. I think Stairway was like one of the first. There's like a video of me somewhere on YouTube. I think I was like 7, playing like my piano teacher's like Christmas concert, playing Stairway.
I mean, that's a pretty technical song considering you were 7 years old.
Yeah, I definitely play it a lot better now. I'm not, it wasn't the most amazing thing, but I mean, considering I was 7, I'm very proud of it. I'm proud of it to be there.
Yeah.
So yeah, kind of started with all that kind of stuff, and then kind of went through like a couple of different teachers, but mainly stuck with John Reed Hansen. Shout out. He's a guitar teacher in Tame, and I had him for years. And I kind of like I tried a couple of different teachers, but I always ended up coming back to him. And then I had Mike, and that's kind of like where I kind of like started to see like you play as well.
Yeah,
kind of doing all like the rock school stuff and everything, and doing a lot of electric stuff.
So did you have was it John? Did you say?
Yeah.
John was
Reed
for like
Hansen.
the nylon style, and you went to Mike for electric.
Yeah. So basically, like the stuff I did with John was like it was never like classical stuff. It was more like just fingerstyle stuff really.
Okay.
And then I went to Mike did some rock, and then after a couple years, I came back to John because that's when I was thinking of joining this the music school that I went to called Purcell. Obviously, that's just purely classical. So I went back to John and I did like actual like proper classical with him.
Show me the way of classical.
Do you know the way? Yeah. So so I learned a classical piece. Just learned some Bach, and then for my audition piece, I played the Bach, and I also played the rendition of Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, we just
probably,
listened to that.
Probably not quite what they were wanting, but yeah. I mean, it all worked out because I wanted to go there being like, oh yeah, I like classical guitar, but it's not what I want to be doing, and it's kind of how I still am. And I think I've always made that very clear at like everywhere I go, and kind of like my main reason of choice for going to Royal College Music, which is where I'm at, because the teacher's like so helpful. His name's Gary Ryan. Check him out. He's an amazing guitarist. But he's like he does kind of a lot of kind of like a classical, like a crossover thing with the classical as well. So it was like that was the reason I wanted to like go and learn with him, because I felt like he could help me on like the proper stuff that I really wanted to do, as well as like keeping everything with the classical as well.
That's cool. So you went to like an actual music school then? So you left secondary school to go there?
Yeah. So I went to Risborough till year 8. I think it was the end of year 8, and then I joined.
So yeah, I would have been in year 7 then. So I wouldn't have known you that long, because I went to Risborough as well. But
okay.
Yeah, I was there for the whole time. But obviously Luke, he's a lot older than me. So, but yeah, so you would have been like the year above me, if you're in Sam's year. So yeah, I think I think I saw you play at like Party in the Playground once or something.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Always there.
What a throwback.
Party in the Playground was just this event we had at our school.
So bad.
Where all of the musicians or musically gifted students at the school would perform at in the playground, hence Party in the Playground.
Yeah.
And there was like an ice cream truck, and there's dancers. Yeah, it
was great fun though. It was fun.
It was fun for sure. Like when I first did it, it was like, oh, dude, playing Party in the Playground, got to get this set list absolutely dialed in, guys.
Yeah,
let's get it dialed in, because we're not gonna be famous if we don't crack Party in the Playground. So,
I think it's always like a weird thing though, because obviously, even though I was like doing other gigs, I think Party in the Playground was a weird one, because they're like, oh wait, this is in front of like all my friends.
Yeah.
It's so
That's
weird,
a
the
big
mindset.
deal. That's a big deal.
I would get more nervous for that than like playing like like I was like I think around that kind of time.
It's people that know you really
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
Where it's like when it's just strangers, they don't know who you are. They don't have expectations of you so much. But when it's like your teachers and like people you know, I just find it makes you more nervous.
Yeah, 100%.
Definitely. Yeah, it was still good fun though. God, I forgot about Party in the Playground.
What a throwback. I wonder if they still do it. Well, probably not.
Probably. Well, probably not.
It was kind
right
of
now,
like
but
I think it like died out when I was like in year 10. I don't think they did it
Oh,
the year after.
Oh really?
That's a shame.
That is a huge shame.
I feel like, yeah, I mean, all the musical talent must have left with my... No, I feel like it did just, like, die out. I just don't think they had enough people to kind of bother to run it or anything.
Yeah, well, as soon as Miss Radford left, the music department went downhill. Let's be honest.
oh, Miss Radford, what? Throwing back proper memories here.
Yeah.
He's like, I haven't dove into this part of my memory for years. Wow.
So we're looking at your Spotify here. We were literally just listening whilst we were setting up the podcast.
We're
We were just
jamming
listening
away.
through. We listened to the Bohemian Rhapsody cover, which was epic.
Thank you.
It sounds so awesome. While My Guitar Gently Weeps. The first one I listened to was your most recent release, Dream On, the Aerosmith.
Oh, yeah.
It just sounds really nice. Like everything is just super easy to listen to, but so you can hear the technicality. And I mean, to arrange these kind of songs, I mean, do you ever, I mean, hopefully you're kind of just like figuring it out yourself. I'm not sure. Do you ever look at covers on YouTube or anything on how to?
I think like before, like a couple years ago, I probably did. Especially with like a lot of the arrangements, like to take inspiration. But I mean, nowadays it is a lot more. Like, I want to do it on my own. Before I would just try and take inspiration. I think everyone kind of has to while they're kind of doing that to kind of learn. You learn things from different people and like watching different people play. But I think now I like to kind of sit down with something and try and completely think about it, because I mean it's a really fun process. Kind of because you really have to think about as if you're a whole band basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like with like my most recent one, which isn't on Spotify yet, but it's coming on the most recent CD that will be coming out soon. But it's all on YouTube already. It's Another Brick in the Wall. I did the parts 1 and 2 arrangements. The part 1, it was more like a multi-track arrangement, like just like with all of them, like with loads of different guitars. And then the part 2, I wanted to keep on like just all on one guitar. So obviously I kind of had to think about all of the different parts. So obviously the strumming part, like the I can give a quick demo.
Please. First time I've actually introduced music, actual live music into the podcast.
Tune in with Luc and Amy for a live performance.
Okay, I had a bit of a weird tuning for this one. This one was like but I use a partial capo, that's why. Oh no. And then,
Do you use a lot of alternate tunings, do you?
Not really. It's kind of something I've more ventured into in the past couple of years. I mean, yeah, because I mean some of my recent arrangements are in strange tunings.
Yeah, because
Well,
I listened to some of the tunes and I think like, I mean, I'm listening to the notes you're playing, and I'm like physically, a hand wouldn't be this big. Like a hand couldn't physically stretch this distance. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm hearing like,
is there any that you're thinking of that you know?
oh, I don't know the names, but I'd be listening. I'd be like, oh my gosh, like this is a chord I've never even heard before. Like, like you hear these like insane like inversions. Just sounds cool. I mean, yeah, even this tiny capo you got, like what?
Yeah. So this is a little 3-string capo.
That is hilarious.
It's so cute.
And it's like literally
Right up your street, Amy.
Thanks.
Because like when I was like trying this before I like got this, so I got this from the G7th capo company, which I'm with. So shout out to them. They're great, amazing capos. But before I had this, I just got one of my old like Shub capos and I just like sawed it in half.
Oh,
just because I wanted to try it out.
That's
because
horrid.
I was like, oh, I need to do this. It worked perfect. It worked amazing. But yeah, basically.
so maybe this is something I was hearing. Like maybe you're a bit higher up on the neck, and I don't know. Anyway, either way, you got to listen to him.
Yeah, so basically I just have it so it can be tuned to a D minor chord, just. because like, you know, obviously the way that I kind of thought about it is, you know, I've got to have like the first bit, which is like, you know, and then you got the bass, which is a, and then, you know, the melody that comes in afterwards. So obviously what I kind of started messing around was we're doing like the bass with like a hammer on thing, so like this, like a, and then I could add the chords in behind it, so the melody. Like stuff like that.
Yo,
That is
yeah,
very
that
cool.
is so sick. I love that.
Thank you. But yeah, that's what I said. It's like, it was so, like, now it's so fun to kind of like, sometimes things just like work. Sometimes like I'll just sit down with something, I'll just like, it will just like come out, like the guitar, it will just work. And some things like take ages
Yeah,
for
I
it to
bet.
just happen.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm curious about your process. Like, do you? I mean, is there a process? I guess you probably have to listen to the track a few times.
I like knowing. I like knowing the track like very well in my head. Is like, obviously I'll listen to it, but I like kind of like, because sometimes I'll be playing and I'll try and like sing it in my head and kind of think about what's going on, so I can kind of work out the chords. But there's not really like a, because, you know, like I never learned like reading music or anything. And I think that's the only kind of like downside I have, like compared to like, obviously like all of my like uni friends are all like classical musicians, so all of them are like really good at sight reading because they're in orchestras and like stuff like that. But obviously like, I never learned like, I learned everything kind of like just listening to it and trying to like transcribe it like that, which I think it has its pros and its cons. Like when I learn a piece, if it, like, obviously I can read music now, I'm still not like great at it, I'm not great at sight reading at all, but if I look at a piece, I can read the whole piece maybe like a couple times through, and then I'll more or less like just have it like memorized. So I find it like really easy to like memorize things, and like kind of to like visually see, like if I see someone playing something, I find it very easy to kind of try and like mimic what they're doing as well. Which I remember my teacher said that it was like very, very different in like a good way. Like he said like some students like find it like very difficult to kind of like, you know, see what someone's doing and just like replicate it, but it's like kind of feels like second nature for me to like to do that, like just see something. I think just because of the way I learned, like watching people on YouTube and trying to, you know, figure out what they're doing by just watching and then replicating it. So yeah, but I mean tuning wise, I honestly have no strategy to that, and I feel like I probably should. There probably should be some strategy, but because like for example that's like, this technically is a really strange tuning, because if you think like, obviously I didn't have this little capo before, and it was like, so I've basically, my tuning is just like it's like an A minor chord with a drop D basically. So it's basically, it's just an A minor chord with a drop D. Nice. And the reason why I came up with this is I wanted to do a version of Battery by Metallica. But without the drop D. But I wanted to get it all on one guitar, and I kind of managed. It wasn't like great, but I didn't really pursue it. I kind of started doing Nothing Else Matters in the same in the same tuning as well. But
wow.
I did the tuning so I could try and reach the I've forgotten what I did. But yeah, you get the point.
Yeah. I mean, do you find this?
Like that.
I mean, the Nothing Else Matters cover is also excellent. I love it. But this is one of those songs that like I feel like every guitarist should learn. You know, Nothing Else Matters by Metallica, especially if you're trying to practice fingerstyle, and if you like rock music, that's like a really good entrance point.
Oh, it's great.
But obviously, playing, it's in open tuning usually. I mean, it's just like standard tuning.
So I just decided to make it hard for myself basically by accident.
That's what I'm thinking.
So it's not in an open tuning.
It's like
anymore.
trying to unlearn a song. It's like I don't know how you like visualizing that is just like a pain.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have no explanation of why I did it. But
I thought there was just
no,
I thought there was
it's 'cause
some theory to the madness, but it just sounds like you just keep pursuing it until you've got it by the sounds of it.
yeah, more. I think. Kind of what happened was basically I had I was trying to mix do like a medley of Battery and Nothing Else Matters. So I think that's why I started doing it in that tuning. And I just started like playing about with it. It just started to like just roll off really nicely. Just I don't know. It probably could be done like just as easy in standard tuning, like the whole arrangement I've done. But I don't know. I think it was. It's fun to do though. And I like using like open tunings. I think it can be really nice to kind of mess around with that, because you can get like a lot more of like in classical it's called like a campanella effect, like where you get like the strings kind of like ringing over each other a lot. And I think it's really nice. I love that kind of that kind of sound. Kind of sounds like kind of like bells or like a harp kind of like going past it.
So what other things are like CDs you're going to be releasing this year? Any more on the horizon at all?
Yes. So, well, anyone that's watching now, I'll show you. I do have 2 CDs at the moment. So I have my. This is my main one. So this has like a variety of different arrangements plus a couple of originals, and I have a Queen EP as well. You both get them from my website, billywatman.com. But yeah, I'm working on a classic rock album at the moment, with a few of my latest arrangements to put on there, plus a couple new ones as well. But yeah, hopefully that should be done like fairly soon.
Epic. Any tunes that we'd recognise? Some names, name drops.
Yeah, I mean a few of them are already on the Spotify. So obviously the Nothing Else Matters will be on there. Mr. Crowley, Fear of the Dark. To get into my brain.
Very minor sounds.
Having a brain fart here. I've been working on this version of this song called The Spirit, which isn't actually that well known of a song. It's a song by Magnum. It's amazing. I love it.
The ice cream company. Only joking.
Hilarious. Honestly.
You're going to be a great dad.
Don't.
Oh, gosh.
The dad jokes are so bad all the time.
Dad jokes all day long. Let's go.
That is the only jokes he has are dad jokes, and
You love them really, Amy.
I just like sometimes I just want to hit my head against the wall. It's just sometimes it's that painful. I'm like, really? Did you really just make a joke that's just I can't.
I can't. Anyway,
moving on.
Swiftly.
Oh.
But yes, as you were saying, we were talking about Luke made the rubbish Magnum ice cream joke.
Yeah, sorry. Your song. Your song by Magnum.
Yeah. So I've been working on quite a few of like multi-track ones like that as well. And there's also there's a couple like that probably are quite unknown by a lot of people, but I just really like them. Like The Spirits are probably I'm not saying it's not famous, but I think it's not like a mainstream song at all. Even like for Magnum fans probably is well, no, actually no, they definitely know. They would definitely know. I don't know. But like also there's an Annihilator song, but it's a Crystal Ann, which is like it's like the intro song to the album Alice in Hell. So it's like the song that comes just before that, which I mean before like I'd like really like properly like actually started listening to it, I thought it was just part of the same song, so I didn't really realize. But it's great because it's like he's actually so Jeff Waters, the guitarist from Annihilator, obviously Annihilator not being a nylon.
Yeah, like I didn't think it doesn't sound like a nylon style guitar.
No.
But yeah, he actually like just whipped out the nylon guitar for that one. It's a really really great little tune, so I decided to do a little rendition of that as well. So yeah, that'll be good though. So hopefully that'll be coming out soon. And then the next plan will be an original CD after that, because I need to start working on more original stuff. That's what I want to do really.
Yeah, we were talking about that before we started the podcast. Like, does he work on original stuff? Because generally, it seems like a lot of this stuff that I've noticed that has gained a lot of views or whatever, has been arrangements. which is obviously
Yeah.
epic, and it's great because it's like, oh, this is something I know. I'm gonna listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. People like seeing alternative.
It's
quite a
approaches
safe
to their favorite songs.
Option, I think, if you're just
Yeah.
playing guitar. I think to branch out as just a guitarist can be quite a difficult move, I think.
Definitely. I think because the thing is with the arrangements, I think it's especially as the solo guitarist thing. For example, like the Bohemian Rhapsody. So like a lot of people probably haven't seen someone play Bohemian Rhapsody on one guitar. So I think it's the fact of like it being a song they know, so they're being like, oh, I know this song, and then it's also just like seeing like the kind of like technical factor of it as well.
The technical aspect, like, oh, how did they do that, or how
Yeah.
did this happen? And I think it's just
So I think
like it for kind of a guitarist that, let's say, hadn't already released all the arrangements you have, going to do originals would be a big dive for them. But I think because you have already got a following, it's kind of, you've kind of got that support with you, and people kind of, they know what they're expecting from you, and they know it's going to be good. So I feel like
I think everyone, I think to an extent, even if you think of like someone like, I don't know, Ed Sheeran, he was probably out on the street singing Hallelujah once upon a time. So I think
Of
it's
course.
like, obviously there's, I think it's important. I think it's quite nice to be able to like, because obviously if you're playing mainstream songs, you're gonna get a lot more mainstream views. You're gonna get people that would like listen to it because they know the song, and it's like, I think it's good. Obviously, I love playing the arrangement. I love doing them. But obviously, I want to do more original stuff as well. And
have you worked on
I've-
any
'cause
original music, and what kind of sounds are you going to capture? Because is it going to be classical as well? Or?
I think it's gonna be like a massive kind of mix. I've got like three that I've already released, which is on like Spotify and everything already, and they're kind of this kind of flamenco rock fusion kind of like very kind of like Rodrigo and Gabriela inspired as well. So a lot of like that kind of stuff as well. But I mean, I think I just haven't really pursued any of the ideas enough. Like, I come up with like loads of little ideas, and I record loads of different stuff, and then I just kind of just hit a brick wall. So I'll just have these like really cool little riffs. I'll be like, oh, I'm so happy with this, sounds great. And then I have no idea where to go with it after that.
Luke does that all
yeah.
the time. Like, whenever you're doing kind of your own stuff, you hit a brick wall.
Happens to all of us, all musicians, man.
You like get somewhere, and then he'll be like, I'm gonna delete it. I'm like, no, don't delete it.
Delete it.
It's crazy because I'll do an idea that I really like, and then I'll listen to it so much I'll be like, this is rubbish.
Yes, he does.
But if you showed it to someone else, they'd be like, damn, this is killer, because you worked so much, put so much time in.
It drives me up the wall. I'm like, no, don't delete it. We'll talk to someone, and someone might bring more ideas to the table. You got to show it to someone else, and they'll show you a whole new side to it. And then you'll be like, oh, this is why I fell in love with this idea.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think sometimes as well, if you have like a little break from it and then go back, that kind of helps. But when you're just consistently listening to the same, just like however long you've made, like on what beat you've made on repeat, you do get a bit bored of it. But don't bin it, just come back to it.
Yeah.
So this is, I mean, I'm not sure if you've ever thought about it, but would you ever consider putting other instruments in? I mean, other than guitar, or are you going to stay true to that? Do you play any other instruments?
I mean, only like only like ukuleles and stuff like that. I mean, there's only I think like one track where I've really, apart from like the ukulele track, the While My Guitar Gently Weeps. Apart from that, there's only been like one track where I've actually like recorded other instruments, being like a little bit of like percussion and like clapping and shakers. But I also had this cool instrument, which is I'll just pan over to it on the wall. I can't be bothered to go get it. But this little thing over here, which is it's called a domra, and I got it from my composition teacher for a tenner. So it was great. But it's basically like a Russian ukulele kind of, and it's in my Pretender, the Pretender arrangement, where I just kind of did this kind of like, it's kind of like funky flamenco kind of arrangement of the track, and kind of had some shakers, some claps, and also a thumb piano, like a kalimba, just for one little bit like right at the end. But yeah, that was good fun. I think apart from that, I quite like that idea of everything being like on one guitar. I think it's nice to like, kind of mess around with like multi-tracking with the guitar. But I think end of the day, I think like, the main thing that I want to have going is that I have like, I can try and do these whole thing on just one guitar all at once.
Yeah.
Which is what also like like, even with the looper, like I love it and it's a great tool, but I feel like it's, you know, it's kind of like I never want to become like reliant on the looper, because I think it's very important to like kind of have that kind of, because that's what I've been like trying to, you know, show with it, like with my performances and like when I'm playing and like doing the videos, is like trying to do all of this on one guitar.
Yeah, and I feel like that kind of brings like your wow factor as well. It's like people are like,
exactly, yeah,
it's their thing that makes them remember you, apart as well as the hat, obviously, but like you know, the thing that they kind of remember is like, that guy is just making this song out of one guitar. Like that's pretty
to play it all at once is great, because I mean loopers are amazing. I mean, like you were demonstrating earlier, you could lay in the bass part, maybe a bit of tap on the strings, the chords, and then you end up just playing like a one string melody and then all of a sudden it's like you've kind of gone from playing something that's extremely impressive to just actually just doing one thing at a time, and it's like actually literally. There's a lot of guitarists that can do that. So I think
the only time where I really, unless it's just something like, you know, so for example, like I do like a little loop pedal demo whenever I'm playing live. It's kind of just like explains people how a loop pedal works, which I can give a little demo now actually. If okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, it's my weird tuning.
Amy's watching very carefully so she can rob all of your ideas.
Yeah.
We're filming a Billy Watman cover straight after, and Amy's on guitar. I'm on the shaker.
God. Don't ever catch me on a guitar. It doesn't work out.
So we'll get Amy on guitar in a second. She'll show you how it's really done.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so basically with the looper, so what I can basically do, so I can record. Okay, I can record, so I can start it and stop it, and then basically when I record it, this happens, so I can record this. And that keeps going over and over again. And then I can record other harmonies on the top of that. My guitar is a tiny bit out of tune, but we'll go with it anyway. Then I can record another layer on top of that. And then, you know, then I can play like a bass line over all of that as well. And stuff like that.
Yes.
So I think for stuff like that, and then also like the only other time where I really kind of, it's kind of because I can't really play like some certain things at the same time on the guitar. Obviously, it's like I do an arrangement of Rasputin where a lot of like the rhythm and stuff is all like this kind of stuff, like. A lot of like tappy and rhythmic stuff, which I can't really play like a intricate melody over the top. So with stuff like that's when I'll kind of, you know, use a loop pedal, really. But for the most part, I'll try and do it without if I can.
Epic. So I mean, there's only one other thing that I thought would be different from guitar. Saw you the other day. Saw you at the skate park, my friend, with my brother. You've got a penny board.
I have a little penny board, yeah.
Which is epic. And when I stood on it, I almost broke my ankles because it was the loosest thing I've ever stood on. My ankles, agony. How long have you been skating for?
I mean, I wouldn't really call myself a skater. I can't take that title. But
no, of course you are.
Had like, I've always had just like cruiser boards, and I've always like I like just kind of just riding about on it. But I can't do anything fancy on them really.
It's like me.
But
I just like to cruise around. Luke does like the fancy stuff, and I'll just cruise around the skate park. That's enough for me.
You're like the lifeguard that goes around the skate park.
Yeah, I scrape you off the floor, like if you fall over.
Yeah.
Just like peel you off. I'm like the mum. look after everybody there, like provide everyone with drinks when they need them, like put a plaster. I'm there. I'm just the mum of the skate park and just skate around the outside.
Yeah, I mean, when you're not shredding on the guitar and making sick content, what else do you do? I mean, what are your interests, other hobbies?
I'm pretty boring apart from the guitar. No, okay.
I mean, I'm the same.
Me too.
I mean, wow, this really makes me sound boring. I don't really know. If I had music, my life would pretty much be over. I don't really do much else.
It'd just be like
much
a
else.
dormant statue,
Yeah.
just.
I don't know. It's pretty much what I do. with
Well,
most
I
of the
think
days.
that basically
So-
just shows how much you've dedicated a lot of your life to just the craft of
Yeah.
the nylon string and
I mean,
and guitar
all
itself.
you do is like hit some drums, strum the guitar, and skate around. So all
there we
I
go.
do
Yeah,
is just,
that's
like,
my life. My
ride
life
a
story.
horse, pick up horse poo. That's like story.
Nice.
I spend more time like picking up his poo than actually riding my horse. Honestly,
Oh, God.
don't get a horse, guys. If you had to take anything from this podcast, don't get a horse. Don't do it.
Indeed. Well, I've only just noticed the time. Wow, I've literally just been lost
We've
in this,
been going for an hour, pretty much.
which is excellent. I think we'll call it there.
Yeah.
Unless there's any last things you want to mention. I mean, please plug all of your stuff.
Yeah, plug everything.
Yeah, I mean, well, go follow my stuff on Facebook, YouTube, just Billy Watman Music. Get CDs for the website, billywatman.com. If not, everything's on iTunes, Spotify anyways. But yeah, otherwise, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for
CD
having me,
coming out
guys.
soon,
Thank
which
you
is
for
exciting.
coming. Yeah, we'll have to once you release everything, we'll have to get you back in here and give us an update.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you wanna just play us out with like a minute of
Yeah.
music?
Shall I play you
Strong
guys out?
sound,
Alright.
yeah.
What kind of things do you guys want to hear?
Billy Watman.
Yeah.
Billy Watman. Or you want some original?
Yeah, go on then.
Oh,
Let's have it.
you know, we want some sneak preview. That's what we want.
Yeah.
We want a
do.
sneak
We
preview.
like
Of course we
the-
do.
The sneak preview of life.
Do you know Wonderwall?
Oh.
Right, how do I end this call? No. Oh God, what? What even are the cars? There'll probably be a cool way to do that somehow. I'm not gonna try that. Okay. Thank you.
Thank
That
you
was
very much, man.
beautiful. But yeah, thank you for joining us today. I think we'll.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah, we'll definitely.
That
have to
was
get you
really
back
epic.
on. We'll tag all your socials in below as well. Everything.
Yeah, listen to
Um,
Billy Watman.
Amazing.
Yeah, we'll tag you everywhere. Do posts.
Cool.
But yeah, thank you for being here.
Cheers, Billy.
No, pleasure. Thank you. I'll see you guys soon.
It's best sign out.
Yeah. Hi.
Make sure you subscribe. It's been episode number 4 with Billy Watman. Thank you for watching. Bye. Bye, Billy.
Bye.